Hannah Horne, Vice President of Public Policy and Programs for the Hilton-Bluffton Chamber of Commerce, joins us. Oh, young lady, you're going to be doing a whole lot of phone calls and reading and learning a lot in the next few weeks. Administration's changing in Washington, a new legislature into session in Columbia. Any hints yet as to what our island has to look forward to, first of all, from the new Congress?
Well, it is like the first day of school for me. Absolutely. Whenever there's an inauguration, we got a new session. Absolutely. And thank you for mentioning that because I am a bit of a political geek, so I'm following it very closely. Of course, our delegation is very strong in Columbia, so I look forward to, good things from them. And of course, we're continuing to follow any economic stimulus that can come from the federal government and filter down to the states, municipalities. And really and truly, our businesses need to know that next round of PPP has been funded. Even if you took a PPP loan the first time and you haven't even substantiated it yet for forgiveness, it's open for you to reapply. And if you're perhaps on the first wave, you haven't done it at all, that's available to you. You need to see your lender for the PPP application. But, Bob, there are a lot of other things in the CARES Act as well that, that businesses may want to look into. Employee retention tax credits, that's up to $7,000 per employee for the first 2 quarters. So that's $14,000 that your company could be rebated back in payroll for, and do the math on whether the PPP or this would be best for you. And then, of course, those EIDL grants up to $10,000. Maybe your business didn't receive the full $10,000. Well, if you are in one of those census tracts that say that you're in an area that's economically depressed, then you could be eligible for either for the first time a $10,000 EIDL loan, or from whatever you did get up to $10,000. So there's a lot of stimulus in there that they're trying to get businesses moving again and get us strong for the spring.
What's the best resource to find out what you can do and what you should be doing? Bankers?
Well, for PPP, absolutely, your bankers. But the employee retention tax credit would be with your bookkeeper, your accountant, or with your payroll service that you're working with. That would be something that you substantiate on your quarterly payroll taxes. If you file, it's like a Form 940, 41, something like that. Okay. From the state legislature, you can probably expect a little more consistency because it's pretty much the same bunch that has been around the last few years. Yeah, but there were a lot of issues that did not have any vote taken on them. So we're looking at, we have our legislative agenda has a full plate of state items that we're looking at. We need to figure out what's going to happen with Santee Cooper. We need to find out what's going to happen with education funding and education reform. Those were 2 big things that, again, did not get solved in the last session, and it'll come back to be discussed, no doubt about it.
The governor wants to put a whole lot of money into businesses with under 25 employees, too. That would seem to be something that should catch the attention of a lot of people here locally.
I hope so. We had the CARES Act funds that went to a lot of local businesses, and that's great. But a lot of people think, too little, too late. But if there could be some way of another round of grant funding, or a way that I think Commerce is going to step in and help out with that now for small business grants or small business funding, any shot in the arm to kind of keep them in what I know is seasonality for us to get us through the spring would be much welcome, I'm sure.
All right, a new year, a lot of new things to be watching. Hannah Horne will be watching them from the Hilton-Bluffton Chamber of Commerce. Thanks so much, Hannah. We also want to thank Mayor McCann and Brian Kynard for their insights, and we thank you for taking the time to check us out on the Hilton Head News. We'll be checking you out from a distance on our island home this week.